Hi everyone, it's Chenzo from Reality Art Pod, here to talk about Survivor Season 46, Episode 3, titled Wackadoodles Win. Last week on Survivor, Yanu lost immunity again, with Q, Tiffany, and Kenzie giving Jess a fake idol and then voting her out. Before I dive in, I put a link in the description to my playlist where you can watch my previous recaps. Also, if you like the content, give me a like and subscribe. So let's get into it. Yanu heads back to camp after Tribal, and they have to explain to Banu that they made and gave Jess a fake idol, really showing Banu that he was completely left out of the plans. They tried to help Banu understand that he needs to play the game more at Tribal Council.
They're saying you don't have to give honest answers to Jeff, bro. Give him any kind of crap. But I can't do that.
The next morning, they wake up in the dirt where they slept. Banu feels like his head is on the chopping block against the unimind of the other players.
One mind versus three.
He tears up and desperately searches for an idol that Tiffany's already found. Banu goes to Kenzie and asks her for help.
I need some help, Kenzie.
But Kenzie says that Banu has no game and basically tells him if he wants to work with her, he needs to come up with a good plan, which leads to this branding.
She's like this mermaid dragon. Remember that.
Banu finds better help from Q, who takes him under his wing as his coach and tells Banu that he's the Philip to his Boston Rob.
We have a great shot at winning.
I cannot win. I'm a wackadoodle.
Wackadoodles win.
Oop, he said the thing. Banu later overthinks this conversation and says that Q's motivation could be a plan made up by the girls to get him not to play his shot in the dark. The next scene is at Siga, and it says 4 days ago. There's no reason they could not fit this into the previous 2-hour episode. Siga goes on a group idol hunt, and Jem finds the Beware Advantage right in front of everyone and stuffs it in her pants. And it's the same Beware Advantage that we've seen before. Jem waits for nighttime to go dig and finds the box, so Jem loses her vote for now until she finds the idol. At Nami, Hunter is building an impressive bed for himself. Hunter goes spearfishing and catches a little fish. We learn about his teaching and building survivor challenges for the kids and choosing teaching over going to medical school. Then they show his house that's full of life-size survivor puzzles that he made. This was scored with silly music to make him look foolish, but I think he looks prepared for the occasion. Venus tells us that she sees Hunter as a big threat as he's obviously a big fan, and she tells Randon that Hunter and Tevin are obviously a close pair.
I want Hunter out because he has too many links with too many people. We need to break that chain immediately.
Randon is not feeling well. He felt a zap in the night and now his arm is numb and he's having medical take a look at it. The doctor tells him,
"You've got a trapped nerve,"
which he feels will make him a liability in challenges. They head to the challenge where they need to climb over obstacles in the ocean, including Nona's rolling pin, dig up sandbags, and land them on an apparatus. The winning 2 tribes win immunity and building supplies. Maria, Jem, Randon, and Soda sit out and they get started climbing over the crates. Nami falls behind with this. Siga and Yanu complete their rolling pin, and Tevin and Hunter go over the rolling pin together, which looked really cool. They all get to the sandbags at around the same time, with Hunter instantly nailing his sandbags one after another, really just eating and leaving no crumbs, winning immunity for his tribe and impressing Jeff. Siga and Yanu are facing off neck and neck, and I'm nervous, coming down to Q and Charlie, but Charlie gets his last bag, sending Yanu to tribal for a 3rd time. For winning, Nami also get to decide one person from each tribe to go on a journey, and they choose Liz, Ben, and Banu. Back at Yanu, they So the other 3 return and are worried that Banu is spilling the beans about their whole game to the other players on the journey. Q feels very guilty that he couldn't help the tribe win. Q tells a story about how he messed up in a sports game in high school, and they wrote a whole article about his failure in the newspaper. This story sounded traumatizing. Q then tells Kenzie and Tiffany that he's okay with them voting him out if Banu has an advantage.
I'm being dead ass. I'm dead ass.
Tiffany is not down for this. She says her plan is to vote for Banu and hope he doesn't have an idol. They arrive to the journey and Liz flops out of the boat. Banu is instantly tearing up. They learn that 2 people will play for an advantage and 1 will just head back to camp. Banu opens up to the others.
Tonight's gonna be my last tribal.
Would you like a hug?
And he spills all the beans.
Tiffany and Q are really tight, and Kenzie's a mastermind.
It is a gold mine of information.
Being on Survivor is not to win $1 million. I want to win 1,000,000 hearts. That's like an Oasis line for sure.
They draw rocks, and Liz, sorry for you, you drew the white rock and have to go back to camp and not play. Ben and Banu have a cube puzzle they have to complete in an allotted time. Neither of them end up completing it, and they both lose their votes. And now Banu can't even play his shot in the dark.
I'm in a deep trouble.
They return to their tribes, and Ben and Liz tell their tribes all the tea from Banu. Ben lies to his tribe about his mission and tells them that he competed in a counting challenge and doesn't know if he won an advantage or lost his vote yet. Banu returns to the tribe and he lies to them, saying that he got the white rock and had to go back to camp, and he downplays the amount of information that he shared about their tribe dynamic.
Okay. Well, thanks for the tea. That was juicy.
Just when you think Banu, king of lying, duke of deception, he goes and tells Q that he lost his vote, and Q wants to help Banu. Q calls Banu a liability he can turn into an asset, and calls Kenzie a threat who he needs to go. Q brings his plan to Tiffany, and she seems to really consider it, but
I think she's on my side.
then we go back to Nami, and Jeff and the doctor show up, which is never good. And they tell Randon that he may need surgery and he needs an MRI, and that Randon will be pulled from the game. And they say a teary goodbye to Randon, with Venus saying he was the only person she could trust and he's leaving with the beware advantage. Back at Yanu, Banu is crying to Tiffany, and Jeff walks in.
Hold up.
Jeff tells them about Randon and that tribal council is canceled. They're so happy at Randon's expense.
Look what happened, miracle!
At the end of the episode, we get an update from Randon saying that he's fine. With that, we say goodbye to Randon here, who I always felt had the potential to be a really good player, but what we saw of his game didn't really make much sense, where we saw he had a bug up his butt about Venus, snitching Venus out for looking for idols and calling her Parvati 2.0, which Soda didn't respond positively to and might have put Randon on the outs of this tribe. Then he finds the beware advantage and decides that the only person he can trust is Venus. Then he gets pulled out of the game here, and I would love to see him get another chance, but I just can't see it happening. I thought this was a really good episode though, and I'm really enjoying this season. They're doing a good job of giving us a balanced edit and showing us all three tribes evenly, even though one tribe keeps losing. I'm already excited for next episode. Banu and Venus are in deep doo-doo. I'm excited to see if either of them can save their games. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of the episode and the season so far? Also, this week I put out episode 2 of my Survivor Borneo retrospective. I'll put that on my end card. Check it out. I'm really happy with it so far. I'll be back next Wednesday to talk about more Survivor 46. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Until then, have a nice weekend. Bye.